Sound is going through. Microphone check. Adjust the specs. Move my pen. What the heck? What did I forget to change? What is not in range? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Where's my little drawing thing? That is my glasses cleaning. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Drinking my juice, till everything's ready to go, and I think it is. Gotta get this on the right layer, and then we'll know all our business. Alright, Ripley, play the intro? You wanna play the intro, sweetest angel? Wanna start the intro so we can start doing some things? Meow, 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 meow. Good countdown, Ripley. Good countdown. Lightning. Hey, Pat. He's the 101st Pat, but he's the most professional. So think about that. And I didn't transition fast enough. Oh my god. So unprofessional. So easy. All you have to do is click the one button and then port over to this screen from the last screen. But no, you're going to wait till it completely ends and then it freezes. Do you think they do that on the news? They do not do that on the news. Well, I know, but it's been a long day. It's been a long day getting from there to here. Now I want to draw something that no one can say is wrong. All right, let's grab a blue. Let's grab a blue. Laser Sharks, what are you doing here? Aren't you watching Bob's Burgers right now? Or are you just out posing in front of posters? Such a poser. I'm going. All of these movies that you claim to see on Twitter when you show your pictures, you haven't seen any of them. You haven't seen any of them. You just pose in front of the poster, then you go home acting like you've seen it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right to my face, directly to my stupid face. I can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. If you could get that mouth onto the right screen fast enough, then maybe I could have also chimed in there hilariously, but now it feels like it's been an hour since you were just, accusing laser sharks of not seeing the Bob's Burgers, but she claims she's walking home from the bus stop right now, like, oh, yeah, that's so believable. Not only did I see the movie, I'm not even home yet. Yeah, that's what everybody says about everything. I concur. I posted it before to show you what's in store. If you're trying to contact me, don't bother. I will be watching Bob's Burgers, the movie. I'll be having popcorn in my seat. Some of it's mine from now and some is from before. But if I reach down to retrieve it, it's mine. As if I bought it from the store. And that's a little country song about laser sharks watching movies. Anyway, I'm gonna put the music back on instead of this dead silence. Music. There we go. Put my reference image on. Well, this is not the song we're gonna start with. That's ridiculous. Similar but better. You gotta stay for the post-credits or else then you just won't know if you've seen every second of the entire show. I paid $75 to watch your movie and another $55 for a Coke smoothie. No thanks, I won't have your hot dogs. They look super creepy. $355 to watch one movie. Now I'm gonna start to draw, even though it's against the law, in this footloose town. Except it's drawing that they're trying to keep down. That's not true. That's what we're gonna do. Still thinking of what I'm gonna do. Make a circle to show where the head starts. Why can't I draw circles? Why don't I do some warm-up drawings before I start these? Oh, man. So, yeah. I'm going to say all week. And I know it's only Tuesday, but it feels like it's been all week. Why does it feel... Oh, yes! Because I did 9,000 hours of stop motion animation on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, gearing up for playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is unequivocally one of the greatest games, especially for the money. It was like $25 plus tax, $30, and I streamed most of it on Saturday. And go to sleep, Simon. It's 1 o'clock in the morning there. Oh my god. You crazy? You crazy? Also, Simon, I'm in Truro. We were almost practically neighbors when you lived in the Halifax area. But I didn't live in Truro then. Anyway. That was a weird sentence to try to parse when my mind automatically just switches some letters. Laser sharks. It's just like, I still, in my head, I'm reading it as, would you be surprised I bought a shark beach towel at a homeless shelter is what I read. What I 100% read, you stopped at a homeless shelter and picked up a shark towel. But on the third rereading of that sentence, it clearly says Home Sense, and I know that Home Sense is by Winners. Oh my god, yeah. Every Saturday, I go for a walk to Victoria Park, look at the stream, and then come home and do some drawing. Have a good night, Simon, and thanks for the challenges. I mean, Winners is kind of... It's kind of... the Salvation Army of retail stores. Okay, what am I doing putting a neck in here? I don't want a neck. So... I'm just gonna subtly hint at who this character might end up being. Needs a bigger skull. No, I don't want no necks. A neck's on a guy who says, what the heck, from the passenger side of his best friend's ride. And we're like, why don't you just get back inside? Side, rhyming with side. That is cheap, it won't slide. The music got so offended it stopped. Why am I adding details before I've drawn structure? That is incorrect. You're gonna be out of luck, sir. Make sure you start off with some gestures and... Didn't think of a word to put. Go with the word with. But you want to make sure your drawing looks wicked spiff, short for spiffy. And then we're gonna make what's wrong with me? Oh man, it's been a weird week. We're not even a weird week. It's been a completely normal week in the line of artistic duty. Try to do some work for this one guy who let me just fix this. Oh, it's already in. Good. All right. So trying to do some work for this one guy who basically like doesn't know what they want, doesn't have any ideas, and it's just like, hey, no, just do a thing. So another artist did a million things for him, and then it's like, well, he didn't like any of those. Your turn. Like, oh, snaps. So I did a pile of stuff, and it's just like, hopefully, usually the game is, I'll draw a pile of stuff. Whether you like it or not, you'll at least see something that you say, nope, not that, I want the opposite of that. Cool, now I know where to dig for this treasure. Or, even better, they look at one of the 30 things that I've done, and they say, this one's right, this one is fun. Iterate on this, make it better, make it faster, make it look good on a sweater, and I do my best to add and subtract in sunny or rainy weather. I'm loving this beast. I'm gonna talk like this forever. Oh, man. Good thing it was short. So, it's one of those situations where it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, he's not coming back with anything. Just like, yeah, try again. Like, but you gotta give me something. You gotta give me something. I am just pulling ideas out of the darkest depths of my imagination. And at a certain point, it is just like, those are all the things I know. I'm out of ideas. Like, I'm basically just doing, fancy graphic design where I'm like just taking their logo and their text and trying to make it something. But that's where the question is, the something. And it happens all the time. It's fine. Fortunately, my job is magical and wonderful, where if I try 1,000 times and they're still like, I still don't like this, and it's like, that's fine. I still get paid to do my job. We tried our best. It's not me, it's you. And, but I did get one. I got one hit out of whatever it was, the 20 designs I sent over. Just, ooh, I kind of like this one, but it could be cleaner. Like, okay, I understand what you're saying, and that makes perfect sense, because the whole point of that one was, like, it was a mess, And then within the mesh, you could see the logo or whatever. So it's like, yeah, I can do a cleaner version of that still represents what I was going for. He said vaguely without, trying to give away any of the things. Because of all the NDAs and whatnot that I signed. I say all. I'm sure it was one, like 4 years ago. But anyway, like it's not a big deal. Like that's still fun for me to do is just keep trying to have ideas until I make this person happy. That is my basic disease. That is what I have in my head all the time is I do just need to make people happy. That's it. Whether I hate you to your bitter core or I think you're the greatest person, I still need to walk away from our interaction with you being happy. And in these cases, I don't even interact with these people. I give it to somebody else, and they interact with the people, and they get to be frustrated. But here's where it affects the rest of my day is even though I did a bunch more designs for this person that I once again thought started with, these are terrible, I'm an idiot, this is insane. And then by the, halfway through the day, I'm just like, these are amazing, I'm a genius, he's definitely gonna love all of them. And you can pick all of them. You can have them all if you want. That's completely up to you. Most people get like 1 or 2 designs, but if you keep saying no, then yeah, you end up with 30 designs whether you use them or not. So in that I don't know haze of in my head anyway, just like doesn't matter what you're doing, it's going to be at least somewhat wrong because this person has no idea what they're looking for. So just try anything. But then I have other projects to do. So when I swap over to another project of somebody that I already have done stuff for that I know they're gonna like what I do, I literally just stall for a good chunk of the day where I'm just like, even though I'm sitting here, I'm drawing it. I think I'm doing a good job, and my brain just takes a big old jump inside my head and just like, oh, but remember how everything, it's impossible to do anything right now, like, oh yeah, and I have to actively convince and talk to myself and remind myself, you're not doing stuff for that other guy right now. This is for somebody else. You get to just draw a skull today. Just draw a skull and have fun with it. And still, it's just like, no matter how confident I may be, how many ideas I might have for this next person, I still have that last person stuck in my head. And it usually takes till the next day or the day after that to get them out. And get back to being myself, which is still, 50% going, this isn't gonna be good enough, they're not gonna like it already. So I don't know, even towards the end of the day, I was just like, I don't feel like I can do a stream, but all I really want to do is just do some drawing. So why not just do some drawing and have some fun? So all I want to do is have a little fun before I die, says the man next to me. His name is Bill or Billy or Bob or something. Rolling up the labels on his bottles of Bud, etc. Hey, Miles! Don't like this hand. I don't understand. Sometimes I'll start to draw a thing, and the structure doesn't ring clear and clean. Part of my head says, we'll fix it later. Got an email. also never draw hands like this. I don't know what's going on with me today. Like, I've forgotten how to draw everything, and all that I think about is Shredder's Revenge. What does he have in store for our turtle friends? No, you can't have $50. I mean, of course you can have $50. I will just not be providing said $50. Everyone can have $50. I mean, I didn't want to finish it because I'm just like, I want it to last. So I've literally, like, I was doing story mode. I didn't even realize that arcade mode was just Turtles Arcade. It's like being in the arcade. These are your lives. You just go until you die. In story mode, you get to die. And in the end, I thought it was gonna, the only thing is, I thought it was gonna have all of those other characters. But the only character you can unlock is Casey Jones. And you unlock him by finishing the story mode. So I think probably tomorrow night, I think I'm gonna jump back in and try my best to finish the last few levels on stream. Mostly just because I want it recorded for myself. And then unlock Casey Jones. But yeah, between that, I'm like, well, I don't want to finish it now, and I want to keep the surprises for myself. So I just went and literally just kept replaying and replaying, trying to do the challenges for the levels of, like, try not to get hit by, obstacles in the level. Try not, throw 10, 10 enemies towards the camera with the throw or whatever. So it was like just practicing all these things, leveled up Raphael, to the point where like now I should just play the game, but then I have other stuff to do. But man, oh man, you can just smash away on the buttons and stuff happens. And then after a while, I was getting really just trying my best to just juggle bad guys as long as I could, keeping them up in the air, trying to get my, whatever it's called, combo or whatever, up as high as it could go. I think just like the 70s was the highest I got, maybe an 80 once. But such a good game. Such a good game. The other thing I've been playing is also what I'm kind of considering just the greatest game. I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to be like an iPad game or just a mobile game. But it's called Smashy Road 2. I haven't played the first one, but Smashy Road 2. Clearly done by the same people that do Crossy Road, which I just love the style of. It's just little cubey guys, little cubey characters, little cubey cars. Everything's just made of cubes, and it's just adorable. But Smashy Road is basically just Grand Theft Auto. It's just the part of Grand Theft Auto where you're just like, all right, the cops are after me. How long can I escape the cops? And the cops are just minute one start chasing you. It's a weird 3/4 down view. Sometimes it's a top view. And same as Grand Theft Auto, you can jump in and out of cars. Police chase you down. It goes from, police to like SWAT team to like the army, and then there's like an alien invasion to try and escape through. And you just get like upgrades. And I was just like for 2 or 3 days just playing, and that's pretty much it. You just drive around, survive as long as you can, trying to get yourself a high score, old school style, whilst also having everything just look adorable. And then after playing it for like the longest time, I guess I like accidentally hit the start button or the select button. There's so many buttons that could take you to the map and I didn't. And then suddenly I'm like, wait, what's this? There's a map. There was a map in the game the whole time because it just procedurally generates a new terrain. Hey, Kujin! So like every time you play, the map is different. Everything's just put in different areas, but there is still like stuff to unlock, vehicles to unlock, kind of little missions, like you can jump into a bus and start, dropping off passengers. And that like unlocks a little bus driver character you can use. There is a area where you're like getting to like some kind of monster truck thing, and then zombies start coming out, and you just have to run over all over the zombies, and then basically just keep earning money for the stuff that you do, and then you use that money to play a little slot machine. And that slot machine gives you just different vehicles and characters. And it's just, again, like I said, it's adorable. It's all of the fun of just doing a running away mission in Grand Theft Auto. And by mission, I mean when you just decide to have fun and run around in Grand Theft Auto. A little survival day. You don't get any weapons. One of the upgrades is like punching boxing gloves. So like you do get like 1 or 2 hits against people that are chasing you down. But other than that, you're just running and or driving away, and that's the whole thing. And I'm mildly obsessed with it. Every time I have like a few minutes where I'm like, I just have to wait for stuff to render or just waiting for anything at all, I'm just like, well, I'll just throw this on and see how long I can last. And somehow it doesn't get old. Same with those wonderful, wonderful turtles. The game should get old. It should get real old real fast, but it just doesn't. And especially going back and redoing levels where I'm just paying attention to the stuff in the background. Oh, they added so much just great, like, fun little animations and reactions from all the characters. There's just so much to it. I'm genuinely surprised how small of a download it was as well. But when I got to the Technodrome, really pretty quick, I was like, oh, okay, this is why it was $25. But hopefully they'll just add, as near as I can tell, it's got to be one of the best-selling games right away. So I assume they'll be adding levels and more characters sooner than later. Hey, Amanda! But that's my weekend, playing with turtles, jumping around and doing some crazy myrtles. Alright, I don't wanna come off right. Yeah, let's leave it with this. But yeah, I bought the game on last Thursday, and fully in my head, I was like, alright, you know what? I got an idea for a real quick and easy stop motion animation. I'm just gonna do that. And then I'll live stream my turtles. And I recorded the audio, and then it's like, that's like 50 some seconds long. 40 seconds of it has to be animated. But it's simple. It's real simple. Nothing's really happening. And I'm just gonna, basically make their mouths pop up and down and just repeat. And that's how this will get done. It'll take me no time at all. And then I started working on it, and within minutes, I was like just doing too much animation. Like for one, I immediately was like, well, Skeletor's hands have to just keep moving, so he's playing his game. And then that didn't stop. and then having fun with moving Skeletor's head around. It's on everything, but I'm playing it on the Switch. But I believe Matt is playing it on the Xing box. I haven't tried playing it with other people yet. Never played a Hitman game. I have one on my shelf, but I'm almost kind of too afraid that it's going to be just too much work to play. Right. One of these hands is way too big. One of these hands is a little too small. Even them up before we clean. Then we'll do our best to make them look mean. Annie? No, ever since like, well, the Cowabunga collection comes out in like January. That has like all of the games on it, like the first Nintendo game. I don't think it has the arcade game, but it has like the Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Sega versions of the arcade game, which are still pretty great. But I'm gonna say nothing really compares to the actual arcade version. It was just amazing. It just felt so good. I'm not even sure. Maybe it doesn't look as good as I remember it, but it was everything you ever wanted. And Shredder's Revenge is exactly that feeling. And more. Like, it's just all the bad guys are a little more interesting. There's really not much story to it, but that's fine. The story that is there, just like following the parts, being carried around by robots. It's just so nicely animated. I don't know, I just can't say enough good things about it. But I was mostly just unbelievably surprised at how much I wanted to keep playing it. I kept debating for the longest time where I'm like, I kind of just want to get that new Streets of Rage 4 that's on the Switch. It was just kind of the same deal. It's like just beautifully animated, nice 2D, side-scrolling beat-em-up with characters I already, loved playing so long ago. And it's just a souped up version of that, and just it looks so nice and playable. And it's also relatively cheap. I think it's just like $20-some, $29. But it was on sale for like much cheaper when I first got the Switch, and now I regret not getting it then. But at the same time, now I got Turtles, so I don't need it. But once I get sick of the Turtles, then I'll go back and get re-obsessed with Streets of Rage 4. And the other game that I just downloaded, like the Crossy Road was like $2, I think. And I grabbed another one because I was doing stuff with my bank account, so I'm like, oh no, I can't just jump into the Nintendo store and buy what I want right now. I have to physically go to a store. I have to physically get a gift card right now to buy this thing. So I went and got a Nintendo gift card. Which left me with some extra money. I'm like, well, I might as well get some other things over here. And so yeah, I grabbed that Smashy Road, which turned out to be just unbelievably fun. And the other one that I also kind of want to save and just play on a stream, so I can just kind of react out loud to it instead of silently sitting here going, what's going on right now? I've forgotten how to draw teeth. All I know about I never played Fall Guys. I wanted to play Fall Guys. The day I was like, ooh, I'm gonna play Fall Guys on my computer was like the day that, oh yeah, no, you can't. Your computer doesn't do Fall Guys. And I'm like, oh, come on, guys. And then I got a Switch, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll give Fall Guys a try. And that was like the day that it was like, hey guys, hey, it's us, Epic and or Nintendo, I don't know. But don't buy Fall Guys right now. It's gonna be free in like a few days. I don't think it's free yet, but it's gonna be free, I think, this month. On the Switch. And just seeing everybody just be so happy, like, but I already paid for it. Oh. It's like, yeah. The reason a lot of things that are free is because somebody else already paid for them. I've had many a thing in my life that other people got for free. Today was the day. So possibly this weekend I'll be doing some Fall Guy fun. But I can't remember the name of the other game that I got. It's a golf game. I'm not much of a golf person in any way, shape, or form. But it's this game called... it's like a post-apocalyptic golf game. Basically, like, Earth is just a garbage dump now, and rich people from other planets come here to play golf, I guess? I don't know. But there's like a weird story that goes on. Not golf story, but there is like there's like radio that plays, and you can hear there's like diary entries of like just these weird vague things. It's more annoying than anything, the story of it. But it's beautiful. It just looks beautiful. I guess I could just turn my Nintendo on. It's within reach. It is called Golf Club Wasteland. It's a golf club wasteland. A golf club wasteland. Oh, golf club wasteland. And it's basically just like you're trying to play golf in a post-apocalyptic world. Everything just sucks. Like, this guy's job, I think, is just kind of to like guard this area or something. That was just like, I just got to keep playing golf. And but the music is really good. There's like really just kind of just vibey, weird, sometimes weird music. Sometimes it's just nice and soothing. Playing from this radio. I assume it probably has some sort of Fallout type of inspiration. But it just looks so nice. Like, it's not even like amazing functionally. Like it plays well, it plays fine, but it's very simple. It's just basically aim your ball and shoot. And then there's just a bunch of weird things in the way. Or not even weird things, just a lot of stuff to get over and around. And, but mostly it just comes down to, for me, how good it looks and sounds. But it's one of those, you know, just a small indie game. I think it's only like 30 levels. So at first I was like, alright, let's play normal style, where I have to get par in order to get to the next level. And then on like the third level, it's just like, here's like 16 stairs. You're gonna have to go up, down, up those, around this construction site, and the hole is on this hand statue that's being held by a crane. And you've got 12 shots to get it in, and I'm just like, oh my god, no. I don't want to be frustrated with this. Like, this is a very relaxing game, so we're gonna switch over to story mode, where it's just about getting to the hole, because some of these are clearly like Angry Bird style, where it's just like, I don't care about the challenge. I'm just trying to complete this. Are you guys crazy? Actually, was Get Over It? That was just a Steam game, right? I don't think that was on the Switch. I always wanted to play that. That looks fun / annoying, interesting. I can't see me obsessively going all the way with that game. I did eventually watch some speedruns of it that are just like, are you kidding me? But it looks really fun, where you're like just a guy in a big cauldron trying to pull yourself along with like a sledgehammer. I guess I'm becoming kind of a video game guy. But, speaking of all that, I forgot when I started talking about doing the stop motion, so I decided for once, that I'm going to try and do a trying to think of the phrase, not on brand, but I don't know, in the zeitgeist. Try to do something that is, you know, when it's happening. So with the turtle thing, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a Shredder's Revenge animation when Shredder's Revenge comes out. And then it took me like 3 days after it came out, but I'm like, still, I'm gonna do something that's trending. That's the word I was looking for. I'm gonna do something that's actually trending for once. And, this is what I made. It'll be fine with Milo on the screen. It'll be better without him on the screen. I have a screen just for this, right? I used to. This one? There we go. Alright, this is the stop motion I did on the weekend.
Hey there, Shreddy. I hear you're getting some revenge?
Why, yes, for tonight my dinner will consist of me dining on a delicious hot bowl of turtle soup.
Oh, wait, you're really going to eat them? Well, they're like mostly human, right?
No, it's my revenge, my soupy soup revenge.
So you'll use like the thigh meat from their human-like legs? Save the leftovers for your cannibal casserole?
Now you're being a really mean skeleton. Of anybody, I thought that you would support me.
Oh, if you can't handle the revenge soup, then stay out of the revenge kitchen.
Just put it on 2 players.
I always pick Raphael. He's cool, and he's rude, but, give him a break about it.
But Donatello does have that reach, though. That reach?
That reach, though, that's why you picked Donatello. Boop. There we go. It's a very old jokey reference, but it works. Once again, I can't remember what my original idea was. They always start as something else, and I'm just like, oh, that's too obscure and weird. Only I'm going to get this. I'm once again only making a little short animation for me. Why don't I slightly change this so it's something everyone can enjoy? But yeah, once I started moving Skeletor's hands, and I'm like, oh, like this ended up being like one of the best animated stop motions I've done. Strictly because I had to actually, for once, keep checking my frames. I had to just keep going back to see, like, oh, which direction was Skeletor moving in? I have to make sure that his hand goes in the opposite direction, so he's just constantly bouncing around. And because I did that, I was actually keeping track of what I was doing, whereas I normally don't. It's just whatever's in my head is what's being kept track of, and if I miss something, I miss something, because, you know, I'm mostly just trying to have fun with this. I'm not trying to make it too jobby. Just more funning around with some toys. But yeah, so this one ended up being like, oh, this will take me like an hour to throw together, which became, oh, this has been, I don't even know. Let me try and count. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 9. It's a good 14 or more hours of work. Oh, and especially, the little Nintendo controller that I made would not stay in Skeletor's hand, no matter how much blue sticky tack I jammed in there. It just, every 2 seconds it was falling out, so I'm just like, oh, come on, guys. I don't want to be hunched over doing this for the rest of my life. And I completely forgot I was going to draw this in a different style. And instead I just started cleaning up normal. Kinda hate this drawing, but we're gonna finish it anyway. The other thing that I did, Ghostbusters Afterlife is on Prime now, on Amazon. So I thought, you know what? Sunday morning or whatever it was, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna finally sit down and watch Ghostbusters Afterlife. That'll be a fun, good time. It is great. It's a super great movie. It hits all the beats that it needs to. That the little Egon kid is amazing. Old Egon, they did really well, I think. Everything just flows real good. Like, the only thing that kind of feels off is Dan Aykroyd and and Peter Venkman. Why can't I think of Bill Murray? And Bill Murray, like, there was something that, like, I mean, Dan Aykroyd just feels out of place everywhere now. Like, ever since his Crystal Head Vodka videos, everything he does just seems weird, and he just doesn't belong anywhere. Bill Murray was doing his Bill Murray thing. It was great, but he still just seemed like, what are you doing here? What are you What are you doing here? Like, are you on a green screen or are you actually here? You guys showed up in a weird way. Although I expected it, and this is when you were supposed to show up, there was something off about it. But, other than that, everybody did a great job. And, Ernie Hudson somehow, to me, was like, are you the only one that didn't age horrifically like the rest of them? And then the after credits scene is just like, yeah, yep, that is what happened. But anyway, overall, amazing movie, amazing movie. Huge mistake though, huge mistake to sit down on Father's Day and basically watch the adventures of a dead dad. Doing his best to help out his family, even though it was like, what's wrong with that guy? Like, he was just doing his best to protect everybody, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, oh, cool. Like, you know, dead dads, they're in every movie, you know, that's fine. But when they do it well, it's just like, oh, come on, guys, it's Father's Day. What about, I should have known and better. Why didn't anybody tell me I was just gonna cry from the beginning to the end of this movie? And I did. Like, so much of this movie was just like, this part's supposed to be funny, but I'm still crying so hard. And then, at a certain point, you know, you don't see Egon. Like, you do not see, they do a great job of not showing Harold Ramis and not, like, ruining, anything. Not making you feel like Harold Ramis had nothing to do with this or whatever. It's just, it's very Harold Ramis heavy, in just the right way. But at a certain point, the Egon goes from being an invisible ghost to you can see him, and I'm just like, oh god, like, oh no. And I could not tell. It took me so long to figure out, does it look good or not? Is that Ivan Reitman dressed up as Egon? Because I think that it is. Or Harold Ramis' son or something. It's just like, there's something that's still familiar about this. I don't think it's purely CG. There's a person there, and there's something special about that. I don't know what it is. Oh, I definitely should. Yeah, there's a few Adam Savage behind the scenes videos that I noticed that I haven't watched yet. I just watched when he was on Corridor Crew talking about the Ninja Turtle heads from the first movie and whatnot. And you know, building spaceships and Star Warsing and whatnot. But yeah, I could not see, no matter how hard I tried. I just couldn't see if, like, are they doing a good job of Egon? Does he look like a real person? Does he look CG? Because it was just like, I can't see a thing. I'm just crying so hard at how emotional this stupid movie for jerks is. It was just perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Glad I didn't see it in the theaters, because, you know, I hate crying in the theater. But yeah, so impressed. All of that kid's jokes. That, like, again, just these awful jokes, but like, she just nailed them. Like, part of me was like, do I want to sit down and watch another season of Stranger Things? Because I kind of don't. I'm kind of tired of the Stranger Things. It's still kids doing stuff, and I hate that. I swear to God, this hand is backwards and upside down. What am I doing? Okay, I see what I'm... See what I'm doing wrong. Alright, I'll probably still watch it before I cancel Netflix again. I just think... I can't remember what it was. It's just one of those things where I'm just like... Ugh. You keep... You know, you build up these shows where it's like, whoa, we're gonna find out. Like, you're just there to find out, like, what is even happening? Why any of this? And it's just one of those, like, oh, like, who knows? We'll never figure it out, really. And, you know, characters die, like I guess there was, you know, whatever it was, Russian scientists doing experiments or something up in those, like, nothing ever really gets resolved, other than the kids usually manage to murder some sort of monster. And it's like, and that's what it should be about, I guess. But then, when it is just that, then the rest of it is like, oh, it's all just tropes from other movies and TV shows. So it kind of feels like you don't have an actual finished story. It's just moments. Which, you know, again, is not wrong, but it's the Michael Bay way of making movies, where it's just like, I'm not over here trying to tell a story. I'm here to give you a bunch of crazy moments. And at least with Stranger Things, like, it's all there. It's all there in one, you know, you can sit and watch it all in one day. So you're not waiting to find out, like, are they actually going to tell me something? Or is it just going to keep revealing that there's more things that need to be revealed? Like, I was afraid that was what The Boys was going to be, where they're like, oh, they just keep trying to figure stuff out, but it's like, they're just never going to figure it out, and this is going to go on forever. But, like, they keep figuring stuff out, so it's like, oh, we keep getting somewhere. Although, the last episode of The Boys, I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. I can't handle waiting a week to watch another episode. I've been way too spoiled by things like Stranger Things. But I do feel like I appreciate it a bit more, because I do have to wait, instead of just like, well, now I've seen the whole story. It's over. Yeah, I'll probably still sit down and watch it one of these days. I mean, that's definitely one of those things that's going to turn into, you know, AMC, what AMC did with The Walking Dead, where it's just like, now here's the adventures of the people that work at the ice cream store show. Hey, what's, oh, I can't remember what her name was now, but here's what Debbie or Judy or whatever her name was is doing in the Upside Down. Like, turns out she's been living in an alternate reality and blah, blah, blah. Here's one in the future where Hopper's back to life and he's running a ghost-busting unit with, the kid who has no teeth. I don't know. What you gonna do when a demigorgon comes for you? What if there's a two? What if Dustin has one that he's hiding? That one didn't go anywhere. One more season. Here we go. One more season. But you know, there should be 11. Yeah, the older those kids get, the creepier it seems for them to play those little kids. They're all like just just aging so hard. Like, no offense to them, not like they're not becoming, you know, disgusting monsters or whatever, but like you look like you're 20 and you're dressed like you're 9. I don't know what to think over here. You're also talking like you're 9. Like, that's one of the main reasons. I also don't want to watch it because it's just like, this is just weird. It's kind of weird, you guys. I think it was last season that Steve was the best. Steve was my favorite. Color Skeletor in yellow, 'cause that's what he is, but we're gonna give him big white teeth, 'cause he's the guy from Jaws that's giving the biz.
Everybody, the beach is open. Go in and do some floating. I promise that no one will die on this, the 4th of July. Yeah. We'll get a boat and we'll make sure it's bigger. We'll go out and we'll stop this frigger. He won't know. Next song.
I'll be adding a pattern beneath the suit layer, so you can see that this guy has anchors everywhere. But first, I'll do the other parts. Got a 70s tie that's kinda orange and brown in parts. You watch it every day. You watch it every day and you know it. Get up early and watch Jaws 1. At lunchtime, Jaws 2 just for fun. Then for dinner, just 3D, of course. And then I have that and stop and watch Seabiscuit about a horse. Sometimes I like to watch things that are about things that Jaws might enjoy eating. Through the air, for the first time ever, Jaws is broadcast. Alright, I didn't put enough stripes. I didn't put enough stripes on this. I'll do it right. Okay, we got a blue stripe. Dark blue in the middle for sure. There's always definitely a, if it's on TV, I'm watching Jaws type of movie. TBS and Jaws making it happen all summer long. They're still fun. I still... Like, I can't remember which one is which anymore, of course. But, like... the one... I think it's 4. I think is Jaws 4. I know they're out of order now because 3 doesn't really count or something. Like, 3 is insane. Or at least 3D, anyway. I'm not sure if that's number 3. It's just completely insane, because it is just like, this is like Jaws' baby, I guess, and we're in a pool. And then it has a bunch of weird 3D effects that, you know, don't hold up and just look insane. It's just, it looks real bad, but at the end of the day, it's still fun that it doesn't make any sense. But the one that's about, like, I'm gonna call her Jaws Mom. I can't think of the character or the actress. But I think it's just like Jaws 2, right? Is the one... No. No, Jaws 2 is still good. Jaws 2 is still Roy Schreider, right? He had to pay off some bills, so he did Jaws 2. And that's the one where they're all on the floaties out by the... I'm on the wrong layer. All for fun's sake. Yeah. And then yeah, then the one where it's all about Brody's wife and Jaws like follows her down to Florida or wherever. Like that part is insane, but still overall, I still like that one. I still like it's insane that they're just like, no, Mom, you're being crazy. Of course the shark didn't follow us here. But for the most part, I'm just like, obviously it did, you guys. Obviously it did. And even if it didn't, there's still a shark out there. And also, are you trying to kill your mom? Like, at least while she's in town, don't go swimming with sharks. Don't go chasing those waterfalls, guys. Alright, I gotta try not to make the Skeletor blue and the suit blue the same. So let's powder blue this up a bit. There we go. And then his shirt needs to be a different blue. There we go. Have to make a pattern. Yeah, so 1 and 2 are still 100% watchable as far as I'm concerned. 2, if anything, 2 is almost more scary than the first one, because it is just like, we all know what's going on, guys. Like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't even like, my dad is overprotective. Like, no, my dad literally had to stop a giant shark from murdering everyone in this town, and everyone was unbelievably helpless to keep themselves out of a shark's mouth. And then they're just like, hey, let's all get all these catamarans. Let's just float around. Thankfully, there's a big giant power line under the water, or else we'd all be dead. Making some anchors. Try not to upset the wankers. Beat ended, so I can't give any redemption to that line. I would say why anybody in the Brody family still goes in the ocean is because they hated him. They hated him. They hated that he wouldn't stay with the franchise. They're just a bad family. Just a bad, bad family. I mean, like, the last time I went swimming with fish, not even the sharks, the last time I was with fish, I was just like, you know, in a tropical setting where I'm just like, any of these fish could be deadly poison. I can't do this. And I just panicked so hard that I'm just like, I'm done. This is literally the last time I will enter the sea. And I, like, grew up hanging out in the sea. And I'm just like, nope. And especially now, it's just like, hey, any more stories about sharks swimming around, you know, where I grew up? Like, oh, yeah. It's all shark territory now. Like, okay, cool. Never going in the water. Pretty sure I wouldn't get attacked. You know, animals are usually trying to avoid you. But at the same time, it's just like, you know what? It's none of my business. It's none of my business. I am not Kevin Costner. I was not born with gills. It's their domain, and they can have it. I mean, technically, after what we've done as a civilization to the ocean, it is 100% our business now to leave it alone / make it better. Because, wow. Every time I see any videos that remind me of how full the ocean is of just garbage, I'm like, wow. How did we even pull this off? And of course, eating fish is just disgusting. But I think that this is the dumbest thing I've ever thought, actually. I was about to say, I think the way we treat the ocean is a very good allegory for how we treat everything else in the world. But it's actually backwards. Like, how we treat everything else in the world just explains why we treat the ocean the way it is, where it is just like, that's different and weird. Let's burn it and destroy it. Bye. But I mean, the fact that it's just like, you can't have a pride parade without people going nuts. You can't have characters in movies doing things. Like, I in a million years never would have thought that, like, I don't have much interest at all in seeing Buzz Lightyear. Like, I'm sure it's great. It's probably amazing. You know, it's still like a Pixar movie and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I don't really care. You know, when I do watch it and they say to infinity and beyond, I know that I'll still cry. I know that it would definitely affect me. But I'm not like, I need to see this movie. But I didn't think, like, I shouldn't have the urge to go defend the movie. Like, this is insane. Just like, you know, people were so upset about Red or turning red, which I didn't see, were just like, oh my god, like anybody cares about Chinese people in Toronto? Like, what's what are you talking about? Like anybody cares about let me think of a wild example. Michael Jordan. Like anybody cares about Michael Jordan. Remember how everybody went crazy for the Michael Jordan documentary? Guess what? Who cares? Yeah. He's the greatest basketball player ever. He never backed down. He never gave up or gave in to weakness, and he just kept going. It's like, okay, if there's a world where we can tell a story about Michael Jordan playing basketball, even though everybody hated him for, you know, the reason being he worked so hard or whatever, but he was, you know, a pain in everybody's life, then it's like, if that movie deserves to exist, then, yeah, a movie about Asian culture in Toronto also deserves to exist. Or Tiger King is an even better example. We do not need these people to have a fan base. Yeah, and you know, on my TikTok, I definitely saw what's his name? Not Joe, but the evil guy that bought Joe's tiger place, whatever, bought his horrible zoo. Like that guy's girlfriend, wife, whatever, clearly has a TikTok, and it's showing up on my thing, and he is just evil. He is clearly, from beginning to end, an evil person. But a bunch of people out there would be like, ooh, well, this is an option. I want to be this kind of evil person. And, you know, that's essentially why gas prices keep going up, because it's just like, I have no reason. Like, we're all just trying to win at this game, right? So I've got gas, and people want to buy it, so I'm just going to charge all the money. What are they going to do? Stop driving? They can't. They literally can't. We've got them. We've designed the cities. We've designed workflow. We've designed everything to where they need this. And those people exist because of people like that guy that took over for Joe's thing. And again, not that Joe wasn't a bad person as well, but he was at least just too stupid to realize the horrible things he was doing. In his head, he was trying to do something good. But there's just a lot of people that are just like, you know, the Ted Cruzes or whatever, like, no, like, I'm doing the right thing over here, which is trying to win at the world at any cost. So yeah, if I have to destroy a whole state to do it, I guess I'll do that. Yeah, if I have to agree with a person who openly made fun of my wife on television, then yeah, I guess I'll do that. Like, there's those people that will sacrifice every bit of their morals, every bit of anything that makes them human to feel like they're winning at life. And again, every time I get the idea where it's just like, ooh, I'm gonna copy one of these TikTok ideas, and I'll be popular, that was like, I don't want to be popular, I want to enjoy my life. So like, I'm still gonna do the stuff I like to do, and I'm not gonna torture animals to do it. I'm not gonna try to be the villain in a reality show, as much fun as that might be. But yeah, like the Carol Baskinses and whatnot, they're out there now. So much so that they, for some reason, when they announced it, I'm like, well, this isn't going to happen because all of the revelry around Tiger King, it's dying off, / it lives and dies with them. You can't just go pretend to be these people. They are being themselves on a degree that no pretend version could ever compare. So making a documentary about a documentary is literally, I don't even know, just an insult to creativity. I don't know. Like, I feel bad because it's like, yeah, I guarantee Kate McKinnon probably did an amazing job being in that Tiger King movie or show or whatever it was. But it's unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. It's like, we already watched this show, you guys. You're literally like, hey, you guys like this show? Well, here's another version. And I realize that that is also just the world that we live in. Like, TikTok is 100%, hey, you guys just watched this? What if you saw it again with a slightly different person, huh? And everything that I learned and worked for my whole life has been thrown out the window, because it's just like, you know, it's funny that so many things are like, oh, your thing was taken down for copyright infringement, and then everything else is just 100% about copying everything else. I mean, I had a little interaction with somebody on Instagram where I did take a, I was just looking at Reels on Instagram one day, and it was one after another. It was just like Star Wars song playing, and some dude on his step looking away from the camera, and the text underneath saying, oh, just me thinking about how lucky my wife is to have the perfect man. Scroll to the next one, exact same thing, different person, different step, but holding a cup of coffee, Star Wars music, and same text, copy and pasted. I'm just thinking about how lucky my wife is to be with the perfect man. And then again, I'm just like, okay, this is like 4 in a row. I'm going to explode. So I recorded myself. I grabbed a bunch of them, recorded myself, just looking annoyed and saying, hey, check it out. Like, people are just copying ideas. And that was the whole point of my TikTok, was like, yep, I'm over here doing what everybody else does. I'm reacting to videos that don't deserve reaction. And I'm pretty sure it was like one of my most viewed videos. And it's just like, but this is nothing, and I hate you all. So one guy was like, hey, like, but it's called a trend. I wish I had my camera set up so I could show you the face I was making. But I'm making the face of that guy that's in the bleachers and he's bald, and everybody posts it, and he's just like, he looks disappointed with things and angry with his hands on his hips. I'm doing that guy face right now. So it's just like, don't you get it? Like, it's a trend, and that's what a trend is like people doing the same thing over and over again. So my response message I commented back was to just take what he wrote and copy and paste it again and again and again and again and again. So like 4 or 5 times I just copy and pasted what he wrote, and he commented back like, hey, like, what's going on here? It's like, you're just copying the same thing that I wrote over and over again. Are you trying to start a trend? And I just wrote like, yep, that's the joke. That's the joke. You said that's what we're doing here, is we're just copying stuff, so I just copied what you did. Get it? Get it? Do you get it? And he really didn't get it. And it's just like, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with everything. I can't be ironic if nobody gets the irony of anything. So I will stick to doing what I already do. But yeah, but he's right. He's 100% right. It's a trend, it's a challenge, but it's like, it's not a challenge to poorly lip sync to the exact same thing somebody else did. I did like, though, that I saw one TikTok or reel once where this lady was losing her mind, like just screaming at the camera like, hey, how dare you? Like, that's my audio, that's me talking. And you can't just do that. Like, you take down that video. You take down that video right now. And just accusing somebody of using her audio. And then all of the comments are just like, have you noticed TikTok? Like, that's what it is, guy. Like, you can set your audio so people can't use it. She was just screaming at nobody on her own TikTok video, where I very much just wanted to go. It might have just been text. If it had been yelling, I think that was one of my beginning ideas of like, well, this is the audio I do want to use. Somebody screaming, don't use my audio. But I really like to use my own audio. But I don't know, I was thinking today that it was like, you know what would be awesome? If there was a place, like on the internet, where you could upload fun videos. Where you could like make fun little videos, upload them, and people liked them or didn't like them or whatever. And that was the whole thing, because TikTok is 100, like, for me anyway, like my For You page, if you want to call it that. But when I open TikTok, it is just 100% hate crimes. Like, it's just people going, look at what this person's doing, people filming people, accosting them at traffic stops and whatever, and it's just like, so rarely I see anything that is just funny or clever or whatever. There's that one guy whose name I don't know, but he pretends to be like 3 or 4 guys. He's done some commercials already, and he's the funniest guy. He's got like a beard and long hair, and he's just kind of like somewhat soft-spoken. We're just like, hey guy, like what's Steve up to? Oh, he's stuck in the cornhole game. Like, oh Steve, are you gonna get out? Like, no, it's too late, guys. And he just has these little conversations with himself, and that's the only funny thing, and everything else is just other people that are just like, hey, you idiots in Canada, you don't even realize what's going on. Like, you should get in your truck, and you should come down here and support the truckers. Like, we're the only ones that care. And then 90 other people are just like, hey, you Flu Klux Klan, or whatever it's called. You're still, like, all the mandates were dropped, but now you're still going up to harass people. Like, so what is this really about? Somehow you're actually just angry about racist stuff. Oh, hey, you're not racist? Here we are again with our racist flag. And my TikTok is just basically the racism report. And it's just exhausting and not funny. And I'm just like, well, at least, you know, I get most of my entertainment from YouTube, and Instagram is still, my algorithm there is mostly drawings and action figures. And yeah, and like I have a lot of just like LGBTQ posts, and most of those are still just people in tears that are being accosted. We're just like, hey, we put up a flag and our neighbors threaten to murder us. Like, oh, guys. Oh, why can't people, you know, again, especially like since it's mostly American stuff and or Canada and America, they're so flaggy about flags. Like, everybody's got their spring flag, everybody's got their flag of their dog hanging off their porch, everybody's got a Canadian flag, an American flag. They're all about flags for things. But as soon as like one of those flags actually means something to people, just like, oh, you're declaring war over here. Like, no, this is a flag of all of the colors, because it's a flag of peace, because we're saying, hey, yeah, we all just get along. Look, it's all the colors. And other people are like, what about this color? Put this color in as well. So it's like, there is a white stripe in there now, and people are still like, what about the white people? Like, ugh, it covers everybody. I don't want it to. Fine. Continue to be awful, then, I guess. Just don't. Stop attacking people. Stop attacking people. I'm not sure if it was Reels or if it was TikTok, but like shortly before I started streaming, it was playing. Mostly I just go there and I quickly check one of the 300 videos that Amanda, who was on the stream here earlier, has uploaded of just, you know, all of her shots of just driving around, all the beaches and roadways of back home, and with some music, with just like with TikTok music or whatever, like. And video popped up of this girl in her car who clearly was like just secretly filming herself, because another lady came up to the side of her car and you couldn't see her, you could just hear her saying, hey, like, what do you think you're doing? The girl's like, what? It's like, you can't park here, like, get out of here. Like, I'm just in the parking lot. It's like, you're parked next to my boyfriend? Why are you parked next to my boyfriend? Like, I'm just in the parking lot. I'm just parked here, like, waiting for somebody. Or whatever. It's just like, you can't park here. Like, this is next to my boyfriend. My boyfriend's parking spot is right next to this. Why are you parking next to my boyfriend? And then, like, the girl in the car is just like, are you okay? And then, you know, because clearly you're having some problems right now.
I'm allowed to park in a parking space in a parking lot. Please stop. And then she's like, what? Like, no, like, you're the one who has the problem. Who do you think you are? Like, I'm just somebody, and there's just so many of those videos that are like, people can't sit anywhere for 5 seconds without somebody doing something crazy. Speaking of getting TikToked, I'm pretty sure it wasn't being filmed, but, yeah, just the other day, I was walking down the street, trying to enjoy my day. Actually, 2 separate days. Both days I had my headphones in. No, one day I had my headphones in, one day I didn't. I could hear both times. Both times I chose to pretend that I could not hear. I'm not getting sucked in today, I said inside my head. But one day, I'm walking and there's just a group of kids, group of teenagers, and one of them like just grabbed a branch off a tree and was walking with a tree branch, and he or she, can't remember, they were just like, a tree branch, sir? Can I offer you a tree branch, sir? As if, you know, pretending to be like in a store or whatever. And again, nobody was filming it. He was just like doing his fun little improvising towards strangers thing. It's like, that's okay. I don't care. It's fine. People do that. I've done it. It's fun. And then a few days later, similarly, it was just two teenagers, 2 youths, walked by me, and I could tell they weren't talking until I got by them, or they were talking about something different. And the dude, oh, so true. We're all just possums trying to protect our dumpsters, really. This kid walked by me, and as he did, he pretended he was like mid-conversation with this girl, and I could tell like he just jumped into a little bit, and it's like she's either gonna be mad at him or think it's hilarious. But he said, oh, what did he say? I want to say chimpanzee, but I think what he said was, yeah, I was like, so that one time, like, I was raped by a chimpanzee. And it's just like, I get it. You're trying to get a reaction from me, but it was one of those days where I'm like, I'm dead inside, so you're not even getting a side glance. You're getting nothing from me. But I get it. I've seen those videos as well where somebody pretends they're on a phone and they say something crazy where it's just like, oh my god, man, I'm just, you know, but it was my sister. Like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't realize it was her until she took the mask off, and now, anyway, I guess we're keeping the baby or whatever, and then you watch other people's reactions. Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting followed. Like, CTK was here the other day, and then, as always, I'm just like, hey, like, you know, message me when you get home so I know that you're safe or whatever, even though it's a 2-minute walk. But still, it's like, it's a 2-minute walk in the same place where somebody got shot not too long ago. Or stabbed, sorry. But either way. And yeah, and she was like, yeah, I was walking, and then at this one intersection, dude was going in one direction. Then all of a sudden, he just stopped and started coming in my direction instead. So it's like, yeah, like, stuff like that is terrifying. And it happens all the time. Where, you know, sometimes there is, like, I'm sure maybe you did just happen to change direction, you weren't sure where you were going, but other times where it's like, ugh, you are just clearly just here to, you're following me now. Now you're following me, and there's no need for it. But I also blame that completely on all of those dumb grandparents and stupid old people, and young people, I guess, that do it as well. They're just like, hey, yeah, your mom, let me tell you, she didn't like me at all. I had to follow her every day. I had to learn what kind of books she liked. I had to start reading. I had to find out which kind of movies she liked. I had to watch those movies. I had to find out everything about her, follow her everywhere she went, until I could convince her that I was the one for her, and now we're married. And, you know, as our child, you are fully aware
that we are not happy, and this is garbage. This should be a warning, don't be like us. And instead other people are like, well, my dad said, my mom said, I should just keep stalking people until they learn to love me. Or until I learn the way to trick them into liking, or into thinking that I like what they like. And then when they don't, I'll build a man cave in my own house, and I will go lock myself into a room with all the things that I actually like. Most people are super cringy, Miles. The world is a vampire. And the vampires are hungry. The vampires are hungry. That's the scariest one. Again, when they follow, and then 2, when it's just like, oh god, like if they're not taking a no for an answer for this, how far is this gonna go? And it's terrifying. Like I've so many times, like I've had these old guys that do the Uncle Leo where it's just like, oh my god, you're holding my arm now. You're holding my arm now. Oh no, like, and you're not even asking for money. You're just telling me some story for some reason. Like, I don't know you. I don't know why this is happening. And I don't know how to get out of here. And now you're telling me a story about why people should be afraid of you. Scarlet Solstice, the usual, just talking about, how sometimes when you go out into society, people follow you. And they should not. But also, we're drawing Skeletor as the mayor from Jaws. And yeah, like I'll absolutely give money to people if I have the money, and I'm not afraid for my life. And even if I am afraid for my life, like I had like 2 dudes like basically jump out of the bushes one day, just like, hey, can you spare some change? Like, don't come out of the bushes before you. Just don't. That was terrifying. And that day I actually did have money on me, and I'm just like, nope, and pretty much concentrated on running away, because I'm just like, you guys seem like the kind of people that, whether I give you money or not, you're gonna follow me. So I'm gonna go anywhere else but home right now, wander around the grocery store for a minute until I feel like it's okay to go home. And that's not a good way society should be run. And I'm also afraid of that too, Laser Sharks. Not necessarily for myself, but just that idea that it's just like some people are willing to defend themselves. Like most cases, I'm worried that I'm not willing to hurt somebody, so I guess I'll get murdered. And whereas other people are just like, oh, you don't want to live with. Like, I had to murder somebody or whatever, like, to stay alive. Like, the trauma that will come along with that is like, I want people to be happy. I want to be able to just draw Skeletors for people, and that makes them happy. Oh my god, like, that's the scariest thing. Like, somebody coming into your space, like, the space that's supposed to be... This is my safe area, and once that gets breached, like, I don't know, I don't know what to think. Like I said, like when the mouse, the first minute I saw the mouse in my apartment the first time, my initial instinct was, I guess I have to move now. Like, even though there are mice everywhere, there's no guarantee, you can't move away from rodents. There's always gonna be some somewhere. But my first thing was like, well, this place is compromised. I gotta go. But I mean, one day there was a jiggling at my door, and that's all I could think. Like, I have that nightmare all the time where I wake up and somebody's trying to get in, But this one day, all of a sudden, just hear like rattle, rattle, rattle. Somebody's trying to open my door. So I go to the door, I look out the peephole, and it's like the super to the building. So I open it up, I'm just like, hey Kevin, what's up? And he's just like, oh, you're still here? I'm like, yeah, I'm still here. What's happening right now? And he's like, oh, like it says, you know, I was told that you left. I was like, I assure you that I did not. I'm glad I was home. He was like, oh, I'm here to like empty this apartment. Like, please don't empty my apartment. So now I'm afraid that I'm going to get robbed by the people who own this building. Because he's like, oh, let me just check. And it was like, oh, it was a totally different number or whatever. It's like, oh, he must have gave me the wrong number. Like, all right, just don't do it again, please. And or, oh my God, the next time you think you need to empty an apartment, please call. Please call the person first, especially if it's me. So sometimes I'm genuinely worried that, like, literally my entire life and livelihood will be thrown into a dumpster if I leave my apartment for too long. Oh my God, you chased him, Scarlett. That's insane. But I've definitely seen, like, or even talked to people that work just in retail that are just like, oh yeah, I chase them down. Like, I've met a lot of people in retail, and their policy and the store's policy is like, just let them steal it. It's not worth whatever horrible thing might happen if you try to chase this person down. And again, your life is always worth more than whatever. Excuse me, a DVD player or a TV. But yeah, my friend moved into a new place once, and she was like, hey, can you do me a favor and, like, A, walk me home from our other friend's house, and B, you wouldn't mind staying at my tiny little apartment tonight? Like, kind of no, but the reason was, like, oh, like, the night before, was woken up to the sound of somebody coming into the apartment. Went down to the doorway, and a dude was standing there, kind of like half out of his mind, like possibly just drunk or whatever. And she was like, you know, also half asleep, but just in shock. Where it's like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, it's like, you know, whatever somebody's name is, like, I was just looking for Susan or whatever. Like, Susan doesn't live here. Like, I live here. Like, oh, she used to. And then, like, he basically, like, reached out to the coat rack, took a coat off the rack, and, like, put it on and left. As if, like, well, I'll just take my coat and leave then. But yeah, she's like, the door was locked and whatever, so whoever this person is, like, has a key or whatever, so until they change the locks, she was like, I don't feel comfortable with just going to sleep in this place. And there's just too much of that nonsense. And again, like I said earlier before, like, just down the street from where I am, like, a guy was just fully murdered. And, you know, we can all pretend it was just a random thing, but we all know it was 100% a racial hate crime. Along with the crime of murder. There's too much blue in this. It's gonna be all blue. Yeah, let's go with a little bit of green bushes. I don't want to just make this white clouds, but that doesn't make any sense. Gotta be real careful when you're out on the street. Be wary of every person that you might meet, because people are crazy. People are desperate. People think that the beach should stay open, even though there's a Jaws. Everybody go and get a boat that's bigger. No shoes on a Canadian January. The text didn't scroll down, so I didn't see what was on the screen there. These are very homesteady vibes. I wanna do something. I'm gonna go to the internet. I'm just gonna type in texture. Image search. Ooh, I like this one. That's not really what I was going for. What's oceany weird texture or foam? Let's try this one. Sometimes not what I was going for. No. Maybe. Mostly this. There, look how fancy that looks now. That's so fancy. All I did was drop a weird little texture in it. Uh-oh. Oh no. Suave and cool, making all the peasants drool, 'cause he's suave and he's cool. He's got anchors on his suit, you fool. Beast man, wrangle up these people, 'cause they're going into the Jaws, but not your Jaws today. They're going into the ocean spray. Hey, remember when the trend was guy on a skateboard drinking ocean spray? Is ocean spray even still a thing? I don't even think ocean spray is a thing anymore. Could be wrong though. I'm probably wrong. I can never remember what... Imaginary Friend. That's the name of my font. Mostly because the name fits perfectly with my lifestyle. Are you talking about me? Is that a reference to me and my imaginariness? Are you referencing that I don't exist because I thought I said imperatively that that doesn't apply to me? I'm here and I'm real and I control again the vertical, the horizontal. Do I have to bring back a whole TV show to make that reference relevant again?
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, the cat is right. I can understand the cat as well, and I think that we are real. Look at me. I'm clearly in a real room, and everything's totally cool, and I'm a good guy. Hey, bros. Has somebody mentioned me?
No, nobody mentioned you, Ted. We're just talking about how we're all perfectly realistic and we're not imaginary friends at all, and everything's fine. Everything's fine. None of you, you're all imaginary. None of you are friends. You're imaginary characters. Stop trying to make yourself exist more. This isn't some kind of 90s movie. I think that the mayor of Amity is definitely the type of guy, like he is definitely a Don Cherry. He or somebody gets some fabric, gets a weird pattern, takes it to the guy. But yeah, he's definitely a guy who has these dumb custom suits made. This definitely should have more shading and shadows, but I don't care. I ate tacos for lunch. I ate tacos by the bunch, so this stream can only last so long, or else I'll poop in your thong. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works. I think it's done. I think it's done. I feel like I should put more of a reference to Jaws. I can't find my pen. It's too dark in here. Nice. It's nice without all the lights on. Worst signature in the world. Never the same, but I can recognize it. Part of me thinks I should have put skulls on his suit, but I still want it to be the suit. We put the Amity sign behind him. Regardless. It's 9 o'clock. What is just 7, 8, 9? That's two full hours of drawing this nonsense. And making up songs for the first half until I ran out of rhymes. And or the music started turning to this. This is just not conducive. It's not conducive to random songification. Get a bigger boat, they said. Put some explosives on that shark's head. Beach is staying open, I said. I'll party till you're all dead, 'cause it's the long weekend at Amity. Watch out for old Brody. He's shooting guns into the water, and that's not cool.
Why, it's me, Anchor Skullman, here with the weather report for the seagoing farers of the day. Yeah. Beware of the shark, or don't. Please send me your videos of yourself being mauled and destroyed by my skeleton shark. Yeah. Beastman, his newest treat. Yeah. A giant.
All right. That's enough nonsense out of me. Just lost another viewer with that Skeletor voice. But yeah, tomorrow or sometime this week, I'm gonna play the rest of, or as far as I can get, in Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Definitely gonna have to play some of that golf game, and of course, every Tuesday we're here to draw, or stop motion something, or whatever I feel like doing. It's my stream, and I make the rules. Do my best to not be a stream fool. What? I don't know what I'm gonna say. Just trying to live up to Mr. Tay. He said to say your prayers, be nice to your mother, and give some cares.
something's broken, do ample repairs. Skeletor's mouth is atrocious on this drawing. Alright, seriously though. Seriously. I'm going to actually end the stream right now. Ripley? Meow, 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 meow.
Hey, bros, but what if I have something to say? It won't even be about surfing this time, I promise, bros. Bros, it could be about solving some crimes or mysteries. I might have a story about where I got these cool glasses and how they stay on my head, guys. Bros, a little more from me, guys. Bros.
Nobody cares where those glasses came from, except of course for Avocado Shakes, and we appreciate her time and energy on the stream, as long as along with, I should say, everyone else. Thanks for hanging out and having a good time. And hey, that's my thing. That's my thing. That's what I do. Yeah, no, I'm taking over. The stream is mine now. This is my bigger boat. I will be the one to talk to you all next Tuesday, and I will eat this guy's eyeballs in his sleep, as all cats are prone to do. So that should cover everything. I think that covers everything. There's, MrCartoons.com to buy pictures of me on shirts and books about me. So if you want to like a comic book about me that exists, you can get that at MrCartoons.com. And of course, sometimes there's drawings of me and other He-Mans on the Instagram and the Twitter. And that's everything all wrapped up. Way better than you could ever do. Pat and or Jenny, if she's lurking around as well. Scarlet, Solus, and Laser Sharks. Yeah, next week, maybe another drawing challenge. Maybe it will be some more comic stuff. God knows I only have 3 books on the go, and really half-assing all of them, whilst whole-assing them so hard that it exhausts me and I don't want to do them anymore. But anyway, streaming is only fun because of viewers like you. Yeah, PBSing it. PBSing it all day and all night. If you don't know what a PBS is, that means that it doesn't exist anymore. Pretty sure it does. All right. Ripley, remember how I said to play the end credits and you let me drone on? Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I know I'm in charge and you gotta let me keep talking, but if you let me keep talking, then I will. I was about to say another sentence, but I guess we are done. Have a good night, everybody. Be nice to everybody else. Be nice to yourself is probably the best way to help yourself be nice to other people. And if in doubt, be Canadian? Is that a thing? It's an awful lot of bad Canadians out there lately. Just be a good person. What would a whale do? Huh? What would a beluga whale do and then do that? WWW.